of experience. When we talk about in resume specifically, do not put like age, race, or birth, right? Because those are irrelevant information. Nobody wants to know about what is your age, race, or birth, right? Color shades in the resume, it's very important what color shades you use in your resume. If you are using too bold colors or too dark colors, it would, and like you have a font size which are red, yellow, or green in color, it would minimize your chance of getting selected. So try to make your resume as professional it could be and pleasing to the eyes. Okay, so that's what is important while you put do's and don'ts in the resume. This I wanted to show a sample of it, of a good resume where there is a QR code, there's a LinkedIn link you can put, right? A short, simple, but a very simple manner, right? If you look at the bad resume, look at the resume. The number is there, the formatting is so bad here, right? There's the spacing has so much of issues. So this showcase, there's a huge difference between a good and a bad resume. This is pleasing to the eyes. This has a lot of format, so we can like it assume that the person lacks presentation skills. However, this person has good presentation skills. So try to, while you create those resume, you make sure that you have this key elements keeping in your mind, right? Put those and try to put in different, like develop and execute comprehensive. You look at the usage of the words, right? Try to make resumes in this manner. Again, this is I just wanted to give a brief about in terms of how we create the resumes. Krishna, you want to add certain things which I think that you should like I've missed out, so you can add those as well. In terms of anybody has any questions, please feel free to ask. Again, so that we can help you out with your career progressions. So anybody has any questions? And Krishna, if you anything
Yeah,
which you think that we should add.
I see we have some questions in the chat, and one of them it's about indeed like a very tricky aspect we all have, especially I think the ones who have maybe longer experience spans, how to handle a gap in your resume. Yeah. So
Hi,
hello.
hello. Yeah,
Yeah.
hi, this is Swapna here. I just posted that query regarding the career gap.
Yeah.
So basically, I had about 10 years of experience in IT, but due to personal reasons, I had to take a gap, and my gap was equivalent. Like in between, I was doing teaching and training. So, like, I have a gap of 4 to 5 years in between. But from the IT, I had to shift to teaching and training because I had to, manage both my house and, personal and everything. So, but now I'm in a position where I'm upskilling myself and I want to, move to these kind of a BA roles or the analytics roles. So, how do I project myself in that way?
Okay. So, specifically when you have, so again, so the art of articulation, when you talked about that in the gap, right? You did teaching and schooling, right? So you can, and you wanted to switch to IT, is it, Sapna?
Yeah, that's
I think she mentioned that she worked for 10 years in IT. She did the gap teaching and schooling, and now she wants to upskill and move, like sort of restart her role in IT. So she's coming back in an upskilled world and up to date.
Okay. Okay. So, in the resume, while you can showcase your teaching experience, and you can because again, teaching and coaching, right? You can put teaching as a part of coaching to your again. This is again the art of articulation, where you can showcase the number of years of teaching which you have done, right? You can showcase this as a coaching, as a mentoring, right? You can showcase this as a part of your growth towards yourself, because again, while you teach, you have to be very much patient. You have to do a lot of learning for yourself. So you can obviously articulate to those the interviewer, and also you can put in the resume, because specifically women, right, they have those gaps, right? But you can always showcase this as a part of your progression, right? So that can be one of the part which you can showcase there. And obviously, during that tenure, while you were teaching and coaching there, you can put that if you have done any add-on skills there, right? As a part of
Yes.
voluntaries, you can showcase those, which shows your art of being proactiveness, which showcase your leadership towards large audience while you were teaching, right? So those articulations, what you can put forward in your resumes.
Okay.
Okay,
And
so Swapna,
yeah.
also
That's great.
remember,
Yeah.
like, I think covering the gap in a resume will always be a question of blurred lines. Yeah. So when we handle gaps in a
Yes.
resume, we always blur the lines a bit. Yeah. So it's a matter of interpretation and a matter of how you cover that narrative. Teaching
Okay.
Teaching is a job which has quantitative KPIs. So make sure to focus on those two. What did you teach? How many people did you teach? In how many schools or environments you taught? Yeah. Because this will
Okay.
help showcase that you did cover a variety of subjects, maybe. You did teach a certain number of people of maybe various ages or various degrees, let's say, yeah. So maybe where there were different
Right.
classes, different audiences for your teaching. Maybe you taught in
Right.
different organizations as well, so it shows your power also that your skills were appreciated and you slide it in between organizations due to the appreciation of those skills. And as Anuka also said, teaching is also a job where you highly upskill yourself while doing it. So make sure you focus and showcase that exactly as it is. Yeah. So
Okay.
try
Yes.
try to find the silver lining. Yeah. Blurred lines and silver lining. This is like the best I can give you for a gap in CV.
Great. Great. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'll just start working on that. Thank you so much, both of you. Yeah.
Any other? I think somebody posted that picture is something that they should put in resume or not. It's an optional again, to be very honest, but showcasing picture, which is like a professional image, does add on and gives one of your bonus point in the resume and for the interviewer as well. Because in certain client roles, or how you're presenting, how you're showcasing yourself professionally over the resume plays an important role. So it's again optional, but yeah, it's a bonus point to put an image which is a professional one.
How they say, like, a picture is 1,000 words, so it's really useful. What I would advise though is do not put a picture that let's say fills in a quarter of the resume page. So don't try to put your ego in the picture when you do the resume. Put it, let's say, if you split the page, make sure it fits like in an eighth part of the page, maybe. So small to the right, to the left, where you want it. Usually it's to the left upper side. But it's, think of it as your business card, as you, okay, so you're not in the same room, you're not in an event with that person, so you can't shake hands with him. But this way he can get a vision of you, like he can meet you indirectly. He has your contact, so it's like a speaking business card, and it also shows that you're more amiable and open to collaboration and communication.
Yes. Okay.
Any other questions up to this point?
So, Anuka, from my end, I have one simple. Since we were dealing with the women on break, so most of the candidate whom we were, connecting, they were simply from break. During their break, they won't get time to upskill themselves. So in this case, can you suggest us how to go about it, in what way they need to project themselves? Though they were mentioning about the break, during their break, they were, specifically they used to mention that they were taking care of, family or for child care. Though they were mentioning, in spite of that, is there any other input from your end so that, their CV will come a little bit up in front of the HR people?
Yeah, so we hire a lot of people who have like women in second inning, and a lot of organization do now, right? In terms of it. So again, it's again go back to how you articulate the art of articulation, which comes into the picture while you are on break, which is again it's very normal to have a break for uh, parenting, right? Or to grow the kids, right? So in that case, you can always showcase, like in one of the interviews which I have taken, right, where the woman talked about, and she was very really nice and awesome. And she talked about that over that 4 years of gap, right? 4 years while. So she talked about she nurtured herself, she nurtured her parenting, where she learned the personalities of new personalities, right? So this personality, she actually related to the client, that customers whom you're going to deal with during the projects, right? You cannot select those, right? So she talked about that I increased my patience. She talked about that I have understanding of how my customer could be, right, in this 4 years of gap. So how you articulate those. She also mentioned about that while she was in 4 years of gap, she did a lot of voluntary work in terms of. So this all are actually showcase your leadership, your patience, right? Again, you can show this as a part of your achievements there. So it is all about the art of articulation there. So, like, how you can relate this, right? That 4 years of gap, like parenting, being with your kids, right? You're dealing with a lot of different personalities. You deal with a lot of a huge change, right? If let's say a customer has a change of requirement, right? So that's how she actually talked about, and that was very amazing conversation which I had with her.
Yeah.
So you can have that.
Yeah. Thanks for your sharing your insight.
Anybody else?
And also, Anuka, I have another one question. So you have mentioned about the QR code on the top of the resume, right?
Yeah.
Oh, like, can you, little bit, I need a little bit more information about it.
Yeah, so there are a lot of AI platforms where you create your resume and you can create a QR. You can generate your QR code. Also, this the QR scan code which I'm talking about, you can put your LinkedIn QR code, right? So that becomes, and again, we have seen in a lot of resumes, so that it showcases specifically in IT, right, or any of it. So people tend to think that okay, you are updated with the market trends, you know the technology, right? So that actually helps. So those the more you are creative, the more you add on graphics to your resume, or the links or QR codes, it showcase your technical skills and how you are aware about the market trends. And Kristen has given the link also. Mhm.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
had it wrong the first time. It's bit.ly.com. I think maybe most of you know it. You
Yeah.
can get it with a free account. It's very easy to use, very useful. You can generate the QR code. You can generate the link. You can use them for tracking. You can even see tracking from different environments. So, for example, you can put a different link in the CV you send to different companies, and you can see how that performed. So whether it was clicked or not, whether there were clicks on the QR, and such. So yeah, and for the AI, I think maybe Anuka can help us with a link or two, or say like some go-to first resources, because honestly, I haven't tried it. I will try it on my own resume. I have a one pager prepared for you also with some links, but perhaps it's a bit outdated. Um, for example, what I last used is Canva. I'm not sure how many of you use
Canva
Canva
is again very
Canva.
good. Yeah.
templates. Yes. It's a good example because you can use different templates. You can save different projects. So if you update your CV, I will maybe show you in the end. Let's see if Anuka, do you have like anything else prepared like to showcase as presentations? Okay. Then maybe, for infographics and what you said of CV,
Yeah.
like one go-to
So
resource.
I use personally Canva, to be very honest,
Okay.
there. But I
Yeah.
also use a lot of paid subscriptions. There's a lot of other platforms, but I Canva is really good for the resume or any infographics which you want to create. In fact, for the QR generator there. So that is again helpful. In fact, I created this presentation over the Canva, by the way.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So this is Canva. Yeah, you can use it. The templates, you can find templates for everything on
Yeah.
Canva, yes, including CVs, which are very good. You can do presentations in Canva. You can do birthday cards in Canva, Christmas cards, I don't know, Diwali cards, anything. So really, Canva has a lot of very nice graphic templates, both free and paid. So it depends on whether you have some cash to spend. You can also create and embellish them, like customize them the way you would like them. And you can see some of the available templates here. Most of them are creating sort of containing like they look like an infographic template. But I'm pretty sure, as Anuka mentioned, that you can generate the infographics with AI tools now. Uh, you can see here, I mean, and you can even find templates which are very specific for tech industry, for arts industry even. So it's really a lot. And also like preferred colors, more stylish, like if you're the owner of a cafe or something like this, uh, professionals like this. So yeah. I personally use this to update my CV, and I have my project saved here. It's good that what I would advise, and maybe at this point I can show you a bit the one pager I prepared, and maybe then we can talk on this. Again, I realize now after, especially after Anuka talked, maybe some of this might be updated, but we can go through it as, let's say, also history of CV. I personally am a bit more senior. Yeah, so I'm 40 years old. I've had behind me like at least 15 years of experience. So I've used many templates along the way, let's say. But my current use is Canva. So my go-to projects are Canva. So some of the templates that we have used so far, I see we're up the time. I think maybe you will be ready in 5 minutes. Canva. I think we
We were
can.
having a great chat.
Can you guys see my screen okay?
Yes, I can.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, good. We have a tool here. Awesome. Okay, I think we can get started. So guys, welcome to the career progression track. Just to get started, to get to know each other a bit more. Can you guys add your name and where you're calling from in the chat? And then maybe also, I don't know actually if this goes to everyone or just our room, but that's okay. And then what job you have now or what title you have or role, whatever you're okay sharing. And just put in the chat. So my name is Melanie. Atul is here as well. So we're going to host this breakout room. I have a few slides and a couple activities to get us started. Feel free, guys, though, to interject anytime you have questions. Oh, awesome. San Antonio, Texas. So I'm in Toronto. And Atul?
Hello everyone, I'm in Columbus, Ohio.
So we're at a fascinating intersection in 2025 where agentic automation is converging with traditional RPA to really transform how we think about work. As UiPath expands into this space, it's really creating unprecedented opportunities for everyone in automation. You know, whether you're a developer, a project manager, a business analyst, or in a support role, it's going to be exciting, guys. There's lots of growth in this space. If you haven't heard much about what UiPath is doing with agentic automation, you can check out this page here. I don't know if it was mentioned in the series that you were part of, a tool. I don't know if you were ingrained enough, if you know if any of the agentic stuff was mentioned. But in any case, there's the link, so you guys can have more information there. So before we dive into all things that will help you with career progression, because this will help you a lot too, I'd like us to take a step back because while the technology landscape is evolving rapidly, the most important element in your career progression isn't just about keeping up with tech. It's really about understanding where you want to go and what truly motivates you. So let's start with a very fundamental core values activity. So values are your internal compass for decision making. And here are some common professional values to consider on this slide. Imagine you're choosing between like two excellent job opportunities, all practical factors like salary, commute, or work from home benefits all equal. What single value would help you to make the decision of, you know, which job to take? Because this is likely your primary work value, the core principle that will guide you in your most important professional choices. So guys, if you can take a moment and just quickly reflect which value from the list, or maybe one that's not on the list, do you think would be your primary value? Does anyone want to unmute or put in the chat, or just keep it to yourself? That's fine too. A tool, I don't know. Which one just stands out to you or yourself?
I think based upon the current project I'm doing, to be very honest, it is the collaboration that is really important because if as an individual you are accelerating in something but not collaborating well, still it's not going to help the team. So I think collaboration to me is definitely based upon the current scenario that I'm dealing with. I feel collaboration is must to have.
Yes, I would highly second that. Collaboration in pretty much everything. For me, the primary one that stands out for me is innovation. And I'm lucky to be leading the innovation side at Greenlight. And because we are entering this new era, it's something that really motivates me and drives me. And I just love this. So if I had two jobs to take, the opportunity for innovation would be my core driver.
And
Okay, awesome.
Melanie, you also mentioned previous point, like we want every participant to be like more open. Nothing. We are all are here to help you out. The more we interact, the better it will help you, each of you. So please, we encourage everyone to just unmute, talk what you're feeling about any other. We are here to help you out. So think about how you can best make use of us, right? I mean, so please open up and anything we are love to share here. So please respond like the Melanie is asking. Try to respond as much as you can so that we can help you in this.
Thank you. The growth and learning, hugely important contribution. Yes, contribution is very important for fulfillment. Authenticity, yes, that's very important for me as well. Okay. So, and guys, if you want to go on camera too, it's always nicer for us to see people and see faces. Allows for better connection. Okay, so now keeping your core value in mind, this is the second activity. We're just going to quickly explore three really powerful reflection questions. So these questions aren't just about your next job title, they're about really understanding what truly energizes you and drives you forward. So the first one is, what excites you most about the work you've done or could do in the future? And I'd encourage you just to, whatever comes to mind, just jot down a few notes for yourself to refer back to later. Again, if you want to share, that would be great. We don't have, I know, too much time. But I do want you to spend just a few moments reflecting on this.
Or if I also want to add, like, how many of you every Monday who gets excited that I'm going back to work? Like, I mean, any of you feels exciting every Monday that, okay, this is the day which I want to do something exciting, or like you feel, okay, another Monday. So what's your feeling about? And then if you can also, what excites you? Anyone can share their hands or unmute.
If they don't look forward to Monday, I actually do finally, like after so many years of like dreading, I actually really look forward to it now.
Yeah,
I
same
don't know
here.
about
Like,
you,
I mean,
Atul. Yeah.
so I mean, excitement, like nowadays, especially with so many things, like you mentioned, Melanie, is to start with agentic automation. Not only in RPA, there's so many things going on. Like we are changing in a very fast pace, right? So that is one factor that motivates me, because there's so much to learn. Sometimes I struggle even, or where to start, what should I prioritize? AI, which we have not even thought about earlier, right? So those are the things which actually excites me, how to learn, how to implement those things in the work that we are doing. Sometimes we all get stuck in things which, for example, if I'm working on a old decade technology, right? I'm not getting any way in my current job to implement AI, right? So that is where these kind of platform like RPA, UiPath, that's what makes me excited to learn and implement. So we want to hear from everyone, and Melanie, you can also answer what you like, what excites you, and we can look into our audience also. Let's unmute. I mean,
Yeah.
if you are feeling shy of chatting, unmute and talk with us.
Yeah, there's like no right or wrong answer. I mean, what gets me out of bed like every day is the agentic automation piece, the AI agents, and I'm just so super excited to try out the new tech. I've got lots of personal projects, and it's really about helping myself too. So I have like automations and LLM, like Claude Anthropic API set up to help me with research, and then even just meeting note summaries. Like I used to spend like an hour, my goodness. And now it's just like I can get that. I save my prompt, get it like that, and just quick review, send it out, done. Like just all this stuff is so amazing to help augment yourself. And the technology is advancing so rapidly, as I'm sure everyone knows. So it can be overwhelming,
Somewhere
but
like,
also exciting.
yeah, yeah. And I think somebody just mentioned that same way, like I want opportunities on AI, right? I mean, there's so many ways. I mean, recently last year I did one certification from US Berkeley for AI. Same questions. Like, I mean, if we don't utilize the skills that we are learning, um, slowly they may fade out, right? I mean, so the best way is engage yourself in community. I mean, that is the best way. For example, when I started learning RPA, in my job, in my assignment, there was no RPA involved. So that's where I joined the UiPath community, so that we can share our knowledge, what we are learning, and help each other and learn from others also, right? The same way, I think it's Sunday, right? Same way, like, I mean, if you are not finding the opportunity, try to join the local groups, initiate those conversation with your anyone who has learned AI. So those are the best thing. Even we don't need to wait, because if we wait, I'll tell you one instance. I learned blockchain. I did some certification a couple of years back. I was waiting for that opportunity in my organization, if any opportunity will open. And after 3 years, I realized I forgot everything which I've learned, right? So don't wait long. Look for opportunities. You need to find your way out within the local chapters. If not, in worst case, just join. There are so many hackathons going on with the AI. How you can fine tune the models. So I think there's no ending what you can do. But the only suggestion I'll be, don't wait for opportunities to knock. You need to find opportunities for yourself. That is what I have learned based upon my experience.
I love that. And it's really, the opportunities that won't seem like onerous, right? If you know what excites you, because then you can really be very deliberate, right? About who you reach out to and what groups you join. And then it's something I think then that you can look forward to, right? That gets you excited versus, it's another thing I have to do for career growth, right? I'm also going to put into the chat a link. So it's AI Camp. This is an organization that I became a part of last year. I'm volunteer community manager. So I'm in the Toronto local chapter. There's chapters around the world, in person as well as virtual meetings. So if that interests you, there just in case. So I'm going to go into the second question. What's a skill or ability you've always wanted to learn but haven't yet? So I did coding. So I have an engineering background. I did coding in my work term. I was like, nope. I love the results, but I don't love the journey, the process. But now it's so easy, right? To code low code applications like UiPath, as well as you have tools now like OpenAI's ChatGPT Canvas. I'm writing app scripts. I'm not going to go heavy into coding, but I enjoy it. Like that's something that I'd like to learn more of because I think it's a very valuable skill. And there's lots of co-pilots, AI co-pilots to help. Anything
And
comes
for
to mind for
me,
anyone else?
yeah, for me, it's always the networking and that part of it. I always like, I mean, I was a solution architect, and that's where I was struggling. Like, I mean, how deep we need to go, because as a solution architect, you need to understand the different networking, and that is one thing which I always want to learn. But with so many things, like, I mean, keep going on, right? There should be one limit you can learn. So yeah, that is one area I definitely want to go. For example, Kubernetes and all those DevOps kind of thing, which I think I'll spend my time this year, 2025. I'll focus on that.
And learning is so much easier now because you do have these AI assistants. You can prompt, explain XYZ Kubernetes to me as a beginner. So you can
Right.
tell them how to frame it
Yep.
for the audience.
And another related on this one is what I find myself, again, this may help in one of the business analysts, we talked about the certification, how good are certification. So just bringing that point also, whenever I learn something, I try to get a overview from like you mentioned, Melanie, from ChatGPT or from resources. But when I finally decide that this is something I want to do, I try to also aim for, if I want to learn, like for example, AWS, or if I want to learn like something different, which certification I can do. That gives me a goal that I have to achieve and a roadmap. So that is where I always prefer, if I want to learn something, also associate a training that always keeps you a milestone that you have to achieve and gives you a straight roadmap that you always want to like, I mean, follow that. So to me, whenever you want to learn some skill, again, my personal option is I always also associate one, what you're learning, what is the certification that are available to that learning, and map it accordingly, plan your roadmap so that it will be a more structured learning.
I love that. That's perfect. And then there's so many certifications that are free. Maybe you have to pay a little bit, like on Coursera, but then you can actually post it on LinkedIn, which is fantastic.
And like, I think
Yeah, and
it
there's
is, yeah. Sorry, I was just reading through the comment. I think it's somebody mentioned that like your comment, you want to learn coding. So like Melanie, you mentioned it, right? I mean, I always used to feel that for the web, the way things were moving, okay, am I missing something there? The way we are changing, right? Think about the landscape. Every new day, the new some technology is coming, especially in the web space. If you name anything, Mocha, Cafe, whatever you want to think, there will be a tool or technology based upon that, right? So coding is not difficult, and especially with the tools that are coming, Chat GPT, and then I think recently there was a tool that got launched. I forget the name, but it can create the whole project by itself. Not only just help you guide, but just tell that, okay, this is my project, these are the parameters, and it can create a complete application for you. So all we need to do is a right mindset. We need to, even for the Chat GPT, you need to ask the right set of questions, right? So that is more important. Technology wise, coding skill set, this is one thing. Syntax is changing every day, but I will mention that, like tools like no code, low code platform, UiPath has one, UiPath apps, every technology you pick, ServiceNow. There are so many tools that are no code, low code. So you don't need to be expert. Just make sure that you have the right mindset and the like, I mean, passion to learn.
Thank you. It's amazing how much is available to us now. Okay, so going on to the last question. the miracle question. I don't know if anyone else has heard of this type of format, but it's actually a cool way of reframing. If a miracle happened overnight and your career and life were exactly as you wanted them to be, how would you know? Like, what would be different? So that's a question that I'm asking myself as well. I think, oh, the work life will flow like a river. Oh, that's really nice. Reading from the chat.
Interesting. I almost started thinking on that one. How do you know that, right? I mean, ultimately, it's the happiness. I was thinking, but again, what is happiness then, right? I mean, you can be happy on small things. Sometimes you fix a bug, you may be happy, right? And sometimes you win a big project, you're still not happy. So I'm just trying to think, how would you know, and what would be
Yeah.
different? It's a great question.
And think about that core value right at the very beginning as well.
Right, right.
Yeah. So yeah, that's something keep at the back of your minds. Let's keep going.
Money is definitely one
Yeah,
thing, right?
yeah, money.
Everybody
There's
wants.
nothing wrong with that. A lot of people, that's what drives them.
Right, right.
Okay, so just really quickly, like setting all the questions and answers, think at the back of your minds. While you're reflecting, let's just quick context about where the industry is heading. So this is just one stat. There's lots of stats out there. Gartner identifies agentic AI as the top strategic technology trend for 2025. And they're predicting by 2028, 33% of enterprise software applications will include agentic AI, up from less than 1% in 2024. It's a huge jump. And they're predicting it will enable 15% of day-to-day work decisions to be made autonomously. So again, huge opportunity in this space. That's really what I want you to get from this. So again, good space to be in, lots of growth. And the fusion of RPA with agentic AI will really create a lot of new roles and transform existing ones. Okay, so thinking about lots of opportunity out there. Let's explore what might be driving you to consider change. And so maybe I don't know if anyone's a student, so maybe at the changes job, but maybe you're in a role right now. I think some people mentioned at the beginning in the chat. I think it's really important to know why you want to change. So for some, yeah, it is about financial growth, like someone mentioned in the chat, for sure. Nothing wrong with that. No right or wrong answer. Again, it's just knowing for yourself what drives you. So financial growth, perhaps it is job security. Maybe it's, again, the landscape is evolving fast, so staying current with agentic AI and RPA can provide that security. And maybe it's more about more interesting work. So perhaps it's more about wanting to be at the forefront of emerging technology. So again, no right or wrong answer, just again, it's more about knowing yourself and what you want. And then understanding your goals. It's really crucial to define success for yourself and being honest. So if it is core driver, money, nothing wrong with that. Again, just knowing yourself. If you chose balance as your core value, maybe success might look more like finding a role that has better work-life balance integration. If innovation resonated with you, maybe success is about working on cutting-edge agentic automation projects. That would be more me. For those prioritizing growth, maybe it's about advancing to a more senior technical or leadership position. So I don't know if anyone wants to comment.
No, but I think the main thing, Melanie, what you mentioned is the core value, right? I mean, happiness and these changes are different for each. For example, someone will be looking for more money. My brother, like he keeps changing the job so that as he's moving, get more financial growth. On the other hand, like I've seen, I want to more like a balanced life where I'm enjoying the work that I'm doing, right? So everyone is different. Don't try to chase what others are doing. Especially find your goal, like you mentioned, define success for yourself. That's how you will be more happy and balanced, and you will enjoy the work that you're doing rather than following others what they are doing. So I think core value is the most important, which I totally agree with you.
And this is how you get to that point where you're looking forward to work in the morning, right? Sunday evening, you're like, okay, cool. Tomorrow's Monday, awesome. Okay, So let's move on to a growth framework. Okay, so this is where let's open it up and let's talk about, all these different things that will help you with your career progression. Industry awareness, huge, right? Staying informed of trends, growth areas, potential disruptions in your field. There's so many e-newsletters that you could subscribe to see what's going on. Of course, there's the RPA one. Atul, I don't know if you remember off the top of your head the name of it. We can put it in the chat or have it on the shared resource list. I really like TLDR for AI, Ben's Bites. The rundown AI is really good. That's really because my focus is on what's going on in agentic automation, AI agents, etc. LinkedIn, thought leaders to follow. There's so much good material on LinkedIn. So, easy ways to stay on top of what's going on in the field and really thinking about, understanding how these advances might impact career trajectories really is at the forefront. Any comments before we go on to networking and relationships or any questions? Or we can just jump to one that someone is really interested in. Anyone wants advice on anything in particular?
I'll just comment, Melanie. For me, a big one has been adaptability. So for me, I've been in the work industry for 40 years, so I have to be adaptable. Things change. And so I had lost a job that I had with a company, a national bank for over 15 years. So I had to learn something new. And so I kind of parlayed that into some data science classes that I took. And then I was able to get a job doing business analytics for a company, another bank. And it's over in Cincinnati, Ohio, over there where Atul's at. So I find it very interesting and challenging, what we work with. And they use UiPath at this bank. And so I found it interesting to be able to work with the developers and see what they do. And so that's why I wanted to get on this track for the BA and get the certification. So I know that definitely helps me to be adaptable and be able to perform and feel good about myself when I come in on Monday to know what's going to be there. It is a challenge. I mean, it's not all the same. Even though the bots are working, there's different things that they do. And it's just really amazing, what you can do and have a bot do for you. So that to me, adaptability is big.
Absolutely, and thank you so much, Randy. This is a great point. I mean, that's what I also feel about that. Earlier, there used to be a time, especially my parents back in India, they worked on the same job for years, like years and years without changing, and everything was working. But now things are changed. Adaptability. When you mentioned what I always, I have a 12-year son. He's an actor and a model. He said, I want to continue as an actor and model, but I say no. You always need to have plan B because like you mentioned, right? We are working on a project for years, and then out of a sudden, a new technology comes. They want to adapt like RP or something different. Then how soon you can adapt, right? For some, it is easy. For some, it may take times, right? So always keep on learning. That is what I'll always recommend. Try to find out the hot topics, data science, AI, RPA, whatever your interest. Always keep something ready. Learning is always going to help you out. Try to achieve some certifications. I always argue with my colleagues. I have certification in each vertical, whether it's cloud, whatever you name it, I have a certification. And sometimes people ask why you are doing so many things if you're not learning. I said, I mean, if tomorrow opportunity knocks, at least I have something that I can take it from there. If I'm totally sitting blank and waiting, maybe when I join a project, they may require RPA or they may require AI. I will learn at that time. It may not happen. So keep learning day by day, little bit, and when that opportunity comes, you have something to adapt and show that okay, you will be able to work in on that area. So always have plan.
Yes, always have plan B at the back of your mind. AI is the big one, right? As well, like there's going to be huge growth in not just AI assistants, but AI agents. But for everyone, I would really recommend, if you, I think most people probably have dabbled with ChatGPT. Sometimes people have used it, right at the beginning, and they thought, oh, this is crap. It's not really helping me. The models are progressing, and it's incredible. So keep trying whatever you can get your hands on. Just keep using it. And I don't know what your organizations, what their guidelines or restrictions are. Like it is definitely a common theme where employees kind of using the AI assistants. Maybe not. The company is, hasn't really set guidelines, but it's helpful like in so many aspects that people are using it because now they just can't they can't not, In the BA world, I will say, so at my company, we are doing some prototyping in the business analyst area with our discovery calls. The new Gemini models, Google's, are excellent. So extracting requirements, process steps, finding the gaps, suggesting areas that need more clarity, business rules, compiling all that information. It's incredible, right? You need to know how to prompt. So prompt engineering, I would definitely say, is a skill. If you haven't taken a course yet, there's so many free courses out there. I'd highly recommend. And then just when you use it yourself, work, personal life, you're going to get better naturally at prompting, right? So that will help you. So because of the trajectory where this technology is going, definitely I would emphasize, of course, the soft skills, the people skills on the BA side. There will be these tools to augment you and help you. I'm not sure if again, it kind of goes back to, what really motivates you and drives you. Sometimes people love doing the process flows. Sometimes people are like, no, I want to do more of the stakeholder management and elicitation, etc. These tools will become more prevalent. So find, your sweet spot, your sparks, what drives you on around that, knowing that this will be like a junior, if you want to call it a junior BA, right? There's this way of thinking of AI as, junior roles, AI agents. So start thinking about that as you're going about your BA career growth, really building on top of and branching out into a little more of the people management, stakeholder management, getting to know the actual business area. Strategy, if you like strategy as well, because these are things that AI will all be able to help, but won't for the foreseeable future, in my opinion, take over. But the kind of repetitive type work, like extracting requirements from video recordings or process steps, that's something that I think will be taken over or automated by AI. I hope that wasn't too much. Atul, if you want to weigh in, guys, if you give me your
I think you
thoughts.
already covered everything, Melina. Thank you so very much. I really appreciate it.
Are people like when we talk about AI, are you excited? Are you a little bit overwhelmed or a little bit worried?
I'm excited. I think that's awesome to be able to see that happen.
Awesome. For me as a BA, I think what took the most energy from me was going through all my notes and like going, okay, Visio diagram. Okay. And then, something changed. Now I need to rearrange Visio diagram. I like the output, love it. But the actual process, if, I'm spending like hours and hours, that's a little draining for me. So for this, to see this, be able to, these tools be able to augment in this way is exciting for me. Anyone else? Any thoughts? I was asking my team, just did a pulse survey the other day. I'm doing some education in my company. And I think everyone is really excited and sees the potential. But of course, there is that other side where it's like, okay, a little bit worried, right? And that's normal, absolutely. It is going to be an era of highly, we're going to need to adapt, right? So as Randy mentioned, adaptability is incredibly important. Does anyone want to talk about networking?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
I think
Oh my gosh.
they just mentioned they have just 5 minutes left. Any question that we can help you out with?
we didn't cover, I mean, networking is absolutely important. Well, I will mention like various groups to be part of. If you're someone who is a little bit hesitant, like reaching out to people and, you know, even just messaging on LinkedIn, of course, you can use ChatGPT, Claude. Claude is free, Anthropic's Claude up to a certain limit to help you, right, to formulate some messages. And then also, you know, what I do as well sometimes is I just, especially when I'm tired, I'll check, like I'll write it myself and I'll be like, I might dump it into a tool and just be like, can you just quickly review for clarity or what sentiment is coming across, right? Am I being friendly enough? Because I'm really tired. When I'm tired, I'm not as friendly, right? And that's very important when you're reaching out to people is to appear warm and friendly. Just a quick tip there. Only a few minutes remaining. Any questions, any comments? Atul, any last words of advice?
No, I think again, please feel free to reach out to us, even the LinkedIn, any way you want us. We are there to help you out. We have been in this situation. So please, wherever we can help, feel free to touch base with us. And thank you so much, Melanie, for all your great. I mean, I'm also started thinking about your previous questions, like still get stuck with that question. What will make me happy and how I will know that now this is what I always wanted, right? So that question specifically is still in my mind, and I will. It's again, time to time, you have to sit down, think about what makes you happy and how you can move forward in your career. So great. Thank you so very much, Melanie, for that.
My pleasure. I'm really happy to have had this opportunity to chat with everyone. Thank you so much, Atul. Really great to meet everyone. And as Atul mentioned, like, yeah, feel free to ping us after, you know, connect with us on LinkedIn. And yeah, one of the things, like I love this stuff with personal self-growth and everything. So if you want to chat about that too, or innovation, AI, anything. One skill or one course that I do want to take soon is behavioral science. That's one that I've always wanted to take. And now there's so much on Coursera that's also free, which is good. And it's self-paced. So yeah. Yeah.
So Melanie, we are joining back to the which room we are joining back now? Or to the lead room or?
To be honest with you, I think so. I think we were supposed to join a different room, I believe, but is the lead room still up?
And no one is there. So
No, it's not. Okay, so yeah. Oh no, it is. I'm not sure. But yeah, let's all jump into the main room if there's
okay.
nothing else. Yeah. Again, great to meet you guys. Good luck in your journey.
Thank you, everyone.
It's going to be great.
Thank you all.
Right. Bye, guys.
Yeah, we can
Yes,
see.
I can. Thank you so much. So, thank you so much, everyone, for joining the resume preparation session, or we can say not the resume preparation. It's the interview preparation, right? Resume you already defined, but how we can take through to the interview. That's something is what you have drafted in your resume. You need to explain it and present it in such a way that the interviewer is not only impressed but also from your end you want to give your best and share your knowledge and experience in as effective as possible manner. So first we would like to talk about the question. So basically during an interview you may face majorly two types of questions: technical questions and the behavioral questions. So when we talk about the technical questions, it's always discuss about what tools and techniques that you have been using with your previous experience. And also while talking about the tools that also try to explain where with your specific projects that you have worked on, how these tools that you have been using you how and how you have used these tools in order to solve the problem of the business owners, right? And also try to explain the workflows that you have worked in a easy
manner, right? No need to repeat the things again and again. Better to go to the specific details that you have been addressing. And when we talk about the behavioral questions, it's always recommended to start with the real life experience, the experience that you have in your working with your previous projects, the role that you have been given, the responsibilities that you have been doing. When we try to explain any of our project, always emphasize on how you solve the problem. So always start with explaining the problem that you have got from the business, and then how you have understand the situation, divide it into the task, take the action, and finally the result. So use the star method in order to structure your response if there is any questions that has been asked related to technically or how you tackle any situation, right? Any problem statement. Then, of course, there are going to be few questions related to the real time or case scenario, case study base. So whenever these kind of questions you are facing, always start with understanding the problem. It's always good to ask a counter questions to your interviewer in order to understand the problem statement, and this also give the impression to the interviewer that you are trying to understand the problem from the core, and this will also help you to identify the key issues that has been asked during the case study questions, right? Once you understand the problem, then you start breaking out the problem into like small portions, small manageable problems. And once you are good with dividing the problem, you will be able to come up with a structured solution for each problem that you are targeting to solve. If it is volume that you are dealing, the lot of manual work you are targeting, so basic, things, just go with the basic problems that a business team is or the problem in the problem that has been given to you. Try to identify the basic problems that is asked, and then uh, accordingly try to offer multiple solutions with goods and bads. You can recommend both. That's also good to see how uh, you are trying to come up with the different kind of solution for a particular problem. So interviewer would like to know your the way you are trying to solve that particular problem or the case study that has been given to you. And also, like mentioned in the tips, emphasize the decision making and the stakeholder holder impact that you are going to provide with your structured approach of the solution. Also, there are few people that wants to jump into the RPA role. So for me, like, I started my career as the developer, and I had a very good experience as a developer. I know how the things worked out. So with my experience, I would love to share my experience, how I shifted from technical to the business analyst, right, role. So knowing the technology from the core actually gave me the edge to understand the problem. That's how I started. And when it comes to shifting the career from technically to the business analysis, the skills I was able to identify that helped me actually bounce back and shift my career from extremely different, field, was one of the skill that I realized was the communication and the thinking, analytical thinking to solve a problem. So that gave me the edge to transfer my career from technical background to a business analytic background. That's how I learned. Also, like I said, with your relevant project experience, your problem solving attitude, and improvising the processes, these are few things you can always lay stress while explaining your use cases to the interviewer. And of course, the last but not the least, emphasize on your learning and adaptability towards the new certification, new courses, new technology. That always helps the interviewer to understand your commitment your towards the role. And finally, all the people who are for their trying to initiate their journey as a BA, as the entry level, these are the few suggestions you always uh, look forward before you start. So one is analytical thinking. I believe all of the points that you are seeing has already been discussed during the session, but again, these are the four very important skills that will help you to ace your interviews and also your roles and responsibilities as part of your work. So, analytical thinking, communication skills, adaptability, and technical proficiency are four of the points that will help you to move forward in your career path as well. So, with that, I would like to share some of the resources that will be very helpful while you will be preparing for the interview. There are learning platforms as part of it. UiPath Academy, I believe you already have gone through it. Then we have Coursera and LinkedIn learning resources to refine your BA and technical skills both. And last but not the least, the BA book guide, which is a comprehensive BA resource to brush up your skills as business analyst. As part of practice tools, please go through the UiPath tools like Studio X, Task Capture, Automation Hub, Orchestrator. Have a brief look about it, how they are utilized. This will give you the edge to understand the technology from the core itself. And also for creating the flowcharts, good to go with draw.io, Lucid Charts, and many more that are available. Now, building the resume, again, resume is very crucial part while you are applying for the interview. Interviewer will always go through the technologies, how you have drafted your resume in a, it should be in structured way, right? So it's good to take help of the AI builders as well. So these are the few that are available in the market to prepare your effective resume. And last but not the least, tips for the success. Prepare practically, always show your experience using the real time problems that you have as per your previous experience. If you are shifting from technical to or any other role to BA, again try to map what skills that you have that will help you to make justice to the BA role. And yes, use your network effectively, engage with the UiPath community and the LinkedIn groups that we have. And with that, we are here to take all the questions and the queries, and happy to help you all. Thank you. Lovely, you want to say something, I believe.
I think the point Devyani has captured, she has mentioned all the main gist that how you can take the responsibilities and how you can go for an interview prep as well. So if there are any questions, feel free to ask. I hope this is how, hope we can help you to ace the interview like Devyani mentioned. So yeah, any questions?
Maybe we can
Please feel
ask.
free to ask your questions so that they will be more than happy to help you here.
Yeah.
Or maybe I can start with my journey. I think maybe that can help you to brainstorm what the idea questions could be. So, yeah, so I have around 9 years of experience now, and when I was a fresh graduate, I also was a developer. But I was a part with along with developer role, I was also a tester. Okay, and then how I transitioned my career from testing to the RPA itself, and I learned it through UiPath, the resources which Devyani mentioned. So Academy is the best role. Now, after that, I was in an RPA role as a developer as well, and currently, I would say last year I moved from India to Dubai. Now, I can give my journey how what preparation I did in an interview to crack an interview in the Dubai itself, where I worked with a government company, a semi-government company, First Abu Dhabi Bank, and now currently I'm working in Dubai Holding. So maybe to start with, in case maybe I can give two reference. If you're a non-BA role and you're looking for a transition from BA non-BA to BA role, I would say to start with the communication, where we help to help the interviewer to showcase that how we can easily solve the problem. Because as the main role, we have to solve the problem of the business. We have to through the technology we have to help the business to get that outcome. So that's what I started with learning the communication, improvising my communication, delivering using the language that as per the BA terminology that should meet the responsibility, the JD job descriptions of the particular role first. Second, BA role also comes with a stakeholder management, because when you talk about communication, you speak about stakeholder management also, where you have to in line with the business, with the project coordinations as well. So this is also one of the skill where I improvised in my experience to become as a business analyst role also, because my job responsibility includes to understand the business solution problems, and so that I can suggest something and then we can do the documentations. So these three is something which I feel that communication, problem solving, stakeholder management, and documentation. These are the universal for any kind of BA role, whether it's RPA or could be generic. So this is what I have felt in my experience. So now I think based on that, you can network and research with other people, understanding their journey, and this way you can get an insights. What are the typical questions, or how we can, match it with the responsibilities of the job description of any profile or any position that you're applying to. Hope it
Very well
helps
said.
or gives some idea.
Very well said. Lovely. So maybe we can have open discussion. We can ask the people. I see Mike likes the answer so much. So Mike, would you like to share your experience, what you are looking for, and how this series benefited you?
Yeah, I'm actually here by default. I'm actually here on behalf of some of our BAs because one wasn't able to attend this evening. So I'm actually in a major learning curve here, as you can appreciate. I actually am the owner founder of the company, but it's also good to have hands-on understanding whether vendors like UiPath, because sometimes, as owner operator, you don't get to see this side of the coin, so to speak. So I'm here more or less as an observation perspective, and then I can actually relay this on to our BAs. But other than that, so far so good, and yeah, it's great, and it's good to listen to the grassroots experiences and how you guys have excelled and resonated from this. So thank you for sharing your experiences. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mike. Thank you. We have, I see Jasween here. Jasween, would you like to share your insights? How do you feel about, you know, uh, or anything related to interview? Jasween, mic not working. Oh, my bad. Okay, let's
Meanwhile,
move
any
to,
questions?
yeah.
Anyone having questions? Or are you coming after a career break and want to start with your journey in IT? Maybe if anybody has a query, how to get it started with a career after career break and then perform well in the interviews.
Yeah.
I think Mercy added a question. I'll just after training and getting certified, what can we show as our experience in the BA career is her question.
After training and getting certified,
After
what can we show
training
as
and getting certified, what can we show as our experience in the BA career?
Okay, so Mercy, can you unmute? Let us have a one-on-one discussion on this because I want to ask you first of all, with you are starting your career as a BA or before that, what was your profile?
Hello, everyone. I have a background in sociology and psychology, and I'm trying to get into the BA career. And the only thing I'm doing is training on UiPath and other forums, following other trainers who are, teaching us how to do it, how to become a BA. And I was wondering now, when I am interviewing, what do I show as my experience? Because everyone is asking for experience.
That's very valid question, Mercy. See, Mercy, you are just starting your career as a BA. So, of course, if we talk about the experience, there is not much that you can highlight. But what you can highlight and what interviewer would love to see is the effort you are putting in your learning and training. And one way is the certification. UIABA, the UiPath BA certification itself, you know, will uh, will put you in a position which will make you different from other people who are not certified. So in your resume or during the interview, you can lay stress on your learnings on your the tools, learning on the concept, learning on the certification. Again, I will lay stress on the certification here. Certification will give you the edge in order to crack your interview, because the first thing any interview will look into your certification. If you're not have any background regarding or any experience as a BA, go with the certification. That will give you a strong startup. Lovely. What do you think?
Yeah, I can add it up. So I will first ask you to, highlight the skills from your current role or the past roles and try to narrate a story in terms of how it can be helpful for a BA role. Like I said, communication, problem solving, stakeholder management. So communication, problem solving, analyzing the solution is one of the key skill for any BA. So create a narrative out of it, that how did you manage to learn and do the personal growth in towards the learning, and then how you can use your existing skills for this particular position or the BA role, so that you can automatically will have a narrative that you had a let's say good communication skills, you learned the BA course, and then you got certified, which Devyani mentioned, and then how you can help use this entire learning period into this given job profile or something like that. Apart from that, you can also create your own small project. Like I said, as a BA, the major task is to understand the requirement, bridge the gap between the technology and the requirement, and then propose the solution in terms of what could be done. I mean, in terms of uh, the RPA, let's say, an example. So, this way, you can showcase your skills, the learning, and you can also do the certification, and that will verify your credential. And then, with the small projects, which you can definitely find it through the resources like a forum where you can definitely check in in the Google, and you can, or you can connect with anyone MVPs, or they can share their journey, or they can share their experience, like how what are the different types of use cases. So let's say today when we saw 3 projects, right, 3 to 4 projects, those were the use cases. Now try to articulate it for the create a documentations as such a small project, take it, consider that. This way you will have the experience also. So this entire frame, you can create a narrative, and you can build a confidence and go back and reapply for the BA positioning.
Yeah.
Hope it helps.
I got a question here, if you don't mind. Thank you. It's Mike again.
Yeah, I
I
might.
just got an Thanks. I just got an SMS there about crossover skilling with regards to Six Sigma, green belt, black belt. Are those skills crossover skills for the BA?
Definitely a yes. So for me as well, and for other BAs, one of the part of BA is, or the main part. Let's start with the main job for the BA is to solve the problem, and it's not always that automation is a solution, right? Sometimes we need to go back and see maybe the process itself needs standardization, or maybe simple leaning the process itself may solve the problem. You don't need to adopt any other technology, and we have seen it with our experience happens like 30% of the process problem statement we got require actually process standardization. So yes, that's a good thing to have for a BA. Yes.
Awesome. Great to hear. Thank you.
And it also helps for process understanding more. Like you can actually understand the problem and then ask the clarifying questions to ensure that you grasp the entire scenario fully to propose a solution or something.
Yeah, I mean, do you feel that the industry as a whole should probably practice more so Green Belt Six Sigma, you know, prior
Yeah,
to jumping on the bandwagon? Because we need to obviously, optimize our
optimize.
humans first of all before we, go in and have garbage in, garbage out, so to speak, right? We need to prevent that.
Yeah,
Yes, Mike.
those
Yes,
frameworks help.
yes. And
Excellent.
we always, say this bad process, garbage process will generate a garbage bot only. So,
Now you're talking.
so,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, good one.
so
I'll use that one.
yeah. So, yes, that's good. Uh, I see Destiny also unmuted. Destiny, want to say something or ask any question?
Yeah. So, sorry, I couldn't turn on my camera a while back. I was trying to get to a more comfortable place, and I've just done that. So, yeah, what you said now is pretty true, because there are so many other things that can happen to a process. It can pass through a Lean Six Sigma transformation before it's even suitable for a bot. I've done business analysis for a while, but I started getting attracted to robotics. I mean, it's just the next step, and I started thinking about more to do with robotics automation. I had already done things like bottleneck removals, redefining the boundaries of a process, changing the task sequencing. Those are things that can happen to a process even before Lean Sigma. So I think for me now, I'm looking into getting into a more robotic BA role, a more robotic automation BA role. And I think where I struggle sometimes is to really understand how to be more qualified for that role, since I've just done a lot of more typical BA business roles, and then I've just started gradually going into the tech BA role. So switching from there to the robotics has been like, how do I get through the interviews? I do manage to get interviews scheduled, but to get myself into that role, I always seem to get someone who does it better, and then I don't get the job. So that's where I struggle.
All right. Destiny, good to start with the understanding of the tools itself. So if, let's say, UiPath is the tool that you are targeting mainly to understand, or if it's any other RPA tool, right? Good to have the understanding of the tool itself. So let's target UiPath itself. Uh, the basic question that technical question that any interviewer will be interested on the high level idea about all the tools that this UiPath has. So good to have good understanding about UiPath basic structure. What are the tools that are available? Orchestrator, assistant, task capture, especially the one which the discovery tool, UiPath discovery tools, the main one which are actually being used by the BA. What is process mining? Just high level, not into the detail, but at least what they are uh, for. This will give the interviewer a good idea that you are the person who has ample amount of experience as the technical BA. But now, if we focus on the RPA perspective, the thing is you need to build up a strong profile under RPA, the good understanding about the RPA itself. What are the the basic criteria to qualify or to select a process for RPA, right? So these are the few technical things we need to focus on when it comes to the tools. And also for RPA, the first or second session, if you remember, Destiny, was mainly on selecting the RPA, right? The how we kick off a project. That's the main thing. I think that's the heart of it. When we have a good understanding on this, I think we are good to go for any interview that requires specific to RPA business analyst post.
Yeah, thank you. That's probably why I joined, because I realized I needed to understand the tool a lot more than I did earlier. So now I think maybe my next session or my next interview, I'm going to perform better because I now understand the tool. I've joined the classes from the first day to really understand, and I did ensure that I finished the entire I think it's like the homework on the website. I did finish that and get the badge or the certificate. I can't remember what it's called. And now I just want to move on to attending interviews for that role.
Destiny, I would like to add. So I definitely that it's true that coding experience or program coding is not required for the BA role, but definitely it help you ease to have if you have a basic programming knowledge, it will help you to connect with the technical team also. So interview understands that you will be the exact gap between the business and the technical developer. Let's say first thing. Second thing, also apart from technology, you need to have some understanding of methodology like agile, the waterfall. This is also something can help you in terms of solutioning or delivering the process, I would say, in a better way. And the third, you can tie your answers with the tangible business outcomes in your for your BA role interview, like reduce the process by 20% or improve the team collaboration by the agile. So these are the certain ways that you can use technical terms as well, the method industry accepted methodologies as well to improvise your interview.
Thank you for that.
Destiny, have you?
I have a, go
Sorry,
ahead.
just one thing. Destiny, have you gone through the UiPath course for business analyst?
Yes, I've done that. I've done that, and I do have BA experience. What I struggle with is when I go into interviews for like a more technical BA, it seems like I always fall short, and there's always one candidate or two better. I do sometimes get to a good level in the interview, and then I realize that I get the message, we went with the next person. So I realized I needed to get more technical, in my delivery. And I appreciate what you said about the coding, because I do have a very little SQL code knowledge, but I'm beginning to think I need to get more advanced in that. So I appreciate that, lovely. And then, like you said, maybe
this room, so thanks for joining us. I know you've all been on this journey for I think anyway, attending the series for a while. So that's awesome. Congratulations to all of you. And for those of you that are working on your certification, good luck. I hope you're able to complete that and pass it. And this has been, really a productive and worthwhile session for all of you. So thanks. I am going to pull up slides and share. I'm going to introduce myself, and then I'll turn it over to Danya so she can introduce herself as well. Actually, maybe I'll do that while I put up the slides. Danya, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Hi, everybody. My name is Dhanya. I am an HR professional with about 17 years of work experience all together right now. I've been in HR now for around 14 years out of those 17. So it's been a long time. So I hope my work experience can come in handy. So, thank you for Manjula and team inviting me again. I did the session a few months back and it was very invigorating. I got to interact with so many bright minds. I learned a lot from you guys as well. So that's exactly what I'm looking forward to, that you pick our brains, understand what you need to. And of course, we get to learn a little bit from you too. So that's just about me, and happy to answer any questions in the course of the session.
Thank you. Thank you both of you.
Hi, Katni and Danya and Aya. You're welcome to the section. Happy to
Thank
see
you
you.
so much.
Yeah, thank you. Go ahead, Courtney.
Manjula, no, do you want to kick things off before I turn?
Please go ahead, Courtney.
Okay, awesome. Can you guys see my screen? I'm not sure.
Yes, we are able to see the screen.
Okay, awesome. Let me see. It's a little bit difficult here. Let me 1 second. Okay, cool. Actually, let me do that again. It's not sharing?
It's visible. You can go ahead.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I'm not seeing it. So, okay, that's fine. So, just a little bit about myself. So, I have been working with RPA for about the past 5 years, but I do consider myself a career business analyst. That's how I started my career, and it's progressed along the way. So, going from really a traditional BA, working on ERP implementations, and then, moving my way through and eventually getting to automation and working with UiPath, which is really what I love. So I think as a business analyst, you're always looking to make things better and really understand processes and how you can improve. So, like I said, I've gone from a traditional business analyst moving on to RPA business analyst. I've mentored business analysts and had them under my team as well. So very experienced in the space, and I passionate about mentoring and networking, because for me, I think that's how you build your career and also really how you advance in it as well. So I know a lot of you may be transitioning, maybe you've gone from a different role, and maybe you're transitioning into business analysis and being a business analyst. And the best way to do that is by building your network and finding the people to mentor you. So I probably don't need to tell you all of the benefits of mentoring and networking, because you're here and you're already participating in this series, so you're gaining a lot from just that by itself. But there's the professional development, career advancement. I mean, just understanding your role and how you can, again, if you're transitioning, how you transition into that. Traditionally, back in the day, I don't want to age myself, but it was more about submitting your resume to like an HR manager or applying online. And now it really is about the people that the people in your network, building those soft skills. And when you're looking for new opportunities, it's all about the people in your network. So leveraging your mentor, leveraging your network as you not only build your own career, but also just your development over time. So continuing to build your skills, going from being a traditional business analyst to what I consider, an automation specialist or an automation business analyst, takes those skill development and professional development and really being able to leverage people in your career. So, all along there's opportunities and benefits to being able to do that. Not to mention all of the support. And when I have questions, I can go to anybody in my network and get answers. So, it's been a real benefit to me and my career. And I know how it will help you as well. So for those of you that are looking to, maybe you're new in your career, or maybe you haven't explored the various tools that are out there, but I'll talk about, multiple ways to go about this. So for those of you that might be looking for a mentor, it's important to have a plan to go into that. So when you're looking for a mentor, it's important to be able to know what you're looking for from that. So what are you looking to gain? Are you looking to gain, skills? Are you looking to gain their knowledge on how they've built their career? Are you looking to gain knowledge on being a business analyst? As someone who's, like myself, who's been a business analyst for a very long time, I've been able to work with other business analysts that are really looking to get into that and move from their current role to being a business analyst. So it's important to understand what you're looking to achieve from your mentor, and then targeting those individuals that you think might be a good mentor for you. So again, it's important to understand what you're looking for from that person. And then also, finding the people that you think have those things that you're looking to glean from them, and advice that you're looking to get from them. How frequently will you meet? Obviously we're all here because we've got either careers, or we're looking to have a new position or gain a new career. So it's important to understand how frequently you're looking to meet with that person, and understanding too, right? You're asking for someone to give them time, right? So making sure that you've got something that you can both agree on as frequency is important. And then setting an agenda. Again, you're asking for someone to give, to help you, to give their time. You'll be giving back to them too. So, it's not that it's a one-sided thing, but it's important that if you're asking someone to mentor you, that you've got an agenda, and that you know exactly what you're looking for. Then the next thing would be to, like I said, once you know what you want, the frequency that you want, maybe identify some people that you're looking to, ask to be your mentor. Understanding that not everyone has that kind of time either. So, if you're looking to someone and say, hey, I would love to meet with you every day, might not be something that everyone is able to do. So, understanding what you're looking for, understanding how frequently you want to meet, and then identifying potential individuals to be your mentor is really important. And then making sure that you're sharing and supporting each other. It's not a one-sided relationship. You may be looking for someone to mentor you. It's certainly a two-way street. I've had individuals in the past that I've kind of helped to move into a business analyst role, and I think it's a great opportunity to share ideas and to support each other, and also learn from them too. So it's certainly not something where it's a one-way relationship. It's very much a two-way relationship. Networking and connections, I think that's a huge benefit from again on both sides. As a business analyst, you may have connections that would benefit from that they would benefit from, and then of course, if you've identified a mentor, taking advantage, and I shouldn't say taking advantage, but really, helping to connect, helping to work with them to connect within their network, will definitely grow your own network, and probably your own network of potentially individuals that you haven't been working with before as you move into a business analyst role. And I have to mention, because a lot of places have this, a lot of workplaces, if you're in a workplace currently, does have formal mentorship programs. So make sure that you take advantage of that. It's great to have a mentor outside of your workplace, because there's certainly benefits of that. But making sure that you're taking advantage of this is something that your workplace offers, that you're taking full advantage of that to help them place you with a mentor or identify a mentor for you. And if they don't do that, maybe that's something that you could talk to them about starting as well. So it certainly has a lot of benefits to the workplace and the individuals. And then networking, I'm sure, you're all here, we all have LinkedIn profiles, but taking advantage of online platforms is great. And it's not just, on the next slide, I've got a bunch of resources to take advantage of. It's not just LinkedIn. You may have meetup groups in your area, whether they're in person or online. There's a lot of great platforms out there that you can certainly be taking advantage of. Obviously, attending events, again, in person, online, a great way to network with other individuals. Volunteering, don't underestimate volunteering, especially for these in-person events or online. A lot of the mentors that are here today, we're all volunteering our time. So volunteering your time and assisting with events, even if it's helping to set up tables, the other individuals there are volunteering just like you. So it's a great way to meet other people. Social media, again, in those online platforms, make sure that you're commenting, posting, reposting, if you see something that you like, if maybe there's an individual out there that you're following, making sure that you're, reviewing those posts, commenting on it really helps build your brand and your network as well. Something I've done, which I've found is extremely beneficial, is talking and reaching out to individuals in similar roles at other companies. And I put local companies there, but it may not be local. The advantage of local is that you can, maybe meet with them in person. But, thinking about it from a global experience, I've also connected with individuals in other countries. Had the advantage of doing that with individuals in Costa Rica. And then when I went to Costa Rica, I was able to meet them in person. So it's a great way to not only to build your network, but also to have those individuals that you can bounce questions off of, that you can reach out to if you're, if you've got challenges, looking to, get ideas for things. So very much encourage you to reach out to individuals that are in similar roles at other companies. I think there's just tons of advantages to that, and also building that local network is great. Alumni initiatives, you may come from a company that's got, or college or university that's got an alumni network. And so that's also another great way to identify like-minded individuals, just building your own network, and taking advantage of some of that. And it may be people that perhaps you're not in the same role, but they may know of someone that is that is in your role that they can introduce you to. So definitely don't underestimate the any of their alumni networks. And then also building your brand. I think especially as you're looking to potentially transition into a new role as a business analyst, helping to build your brand is really important, especially when you may not have a lot of experience in that space, but really, again, going back to the reading, commenting, networking, and looking for individuals that are like-minded. So really building your brand so that when you're looking to advance in your career or looking to go into a new role, that people really understand, hey, they really do know what they're talking about, even though they may not have a lot of experience in this space. They're really interested in it. I think showing interest goes a long way in building your career as a business analyst. And then also following up with your connections. It's one thing, we all do it. I'm very much guilty of it myself, is but then connections, I know LinkedIn puts a little note and introduce yourself or put some comments, it goes a long way for someone actually accepting your invite, right? So just making sure that you're following up. If you saw me on social media, I reposted for this series, and one of my initiatives for this year is to make sure that I am reaching out and following up within my network at least once a month, but I'd like to do it more frequently. So making sure that you're actually building those connections. You don't want to be in a position where it's 5 years or 10 years from now, and you're looking to change roles again, or maybe change companies, or looking for a new opportunity, and then you realize you haven't talked to people in the last 10 years, right? So making sure that you're following up with those connections too is really, really important. So I'm going to stop there for a second before I go on to my my resources that I've got to share with you. And of course, I want to give Danya a chance to chime in. And also, if you've got any questions, feel free to either unmute yourself or drop them in the chat. And I'll share the slide with the resources again in a few minutes. But if you've got any questions or want to ask away or comments.
Thank you, Courtney, for setting the stage. And it was really at least a base for us to start our conversation now, just asking the question. If you have any question, just chime in and we will just wait for it. Otherwise, we'll just ask Danya to just start checking with us. Danya, it's over to you to check with us. Go ahead.
No, I think I'll probably start with a very personal story in terms of mentoring, and that can help build more momentum. Um, So very many years when I started my career, I was this lost college graduate, not sure what to do in life, and I, just started working random, jobs, and I met with somebody. So nowadays, there's this very common term that's used by at least Gen Zers is the word vibe. So a lot of one thing that happens with mentors is that you vibe with them. Your thought process synchronizes with them. And everything just somehow clicks. And that's what happened with my mentor. It just somehow clicked. We were just in the same, maybe mental, space. And then I just started, she gave me direction. And she was the one who actually told me that, I think you should head into you would make a good HR professional. I said, okay. I did my MBA HR, and here I am very many years later. You'll be, I don't know, surprised to know or not, but I have the same mentor till now. I still, she's my main mentor, though I do have many mentors I've gained along the way as well. But one of the things that recent interactions with her, she's taught me is about, some of the things that Courtney has mentioned right now about building your brand, about upskilling yourself. Now, though I am an HR professional myself, I have taken that steps of doing some upskilling for myself. So, for example, I've done courses on Power BI. So that even I can get into understanding of what analysts do, because learning is very important. It's very we can be redundant at any particular time, especially the way technology is progressing. And you guys moving into roles of BAs is that much important that you keep up constantly. And if you have the right mentors and the right network in your surrounding, it helps you that much, get pushed ahead. So I was very, very fortunate. I am very, very fortunate that I have the right mentors and the right network that I've received and leveraged for at the right times to get whatever I have so far in life. And I do look forward to a lot more ahead. But yeah, that's just a personal anecdote that I wanted to share with the group.
Thank you. Thank you for just sharing. And just for everyone to know, today's incident of you coming over there, I think that would be the good example for people to know what is networking and the mentoring part of it. So actually the session, suppose that all the speakers, suddenly one of the speakers said, I'm unable to come. And I think what time you got the call, Danya, today from our team? Maybe in the afternoon? Yeah, I think
There she is. Yeah, you're on mute.
yeah, okay, you're on mute, Danya. Okay, fine.
Sorry, sometime in the afternoon. Yes.
Yes, sometime in the afternoon. The moment she heard about it, I'll come, I'll make my time. She had a meeting, I will just finish it and then come. That's the power of a networking. That's the power of creating the space for others so that we would be able to appreciate each other. When we need something, somebody is there. And when she's going to ask, same thing, we're all just going to do that. It's there, like Katni was saying, it's a two-way road. It never be a one-way road. It's a two-way road. Given and taking, giving and taking. Thanks, Dania, for just being with us today. Lovely.
No worries, anytime.
Right. Okay.
I'll go
Any
ahead and I'm going to share my screen again too, because I did not bring up the I didn't show
resources?
The resources. Yeah, so let me show the resources as well to give some
Perfect.
ideas on
It's not
on
coming up.
ways.
We'll wait.
Oh, it said it. It quit. Hang
It's up
on.
now.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. So just some ideas, and I put some in here. There's some obvious ones, right? UiPath Community Group. Shameless plug for that because we have a community here in South Florida. There are communities all across the globe, so very much encourage you to join the UiPath Community Group. Ours tends to be a mix of individuals from all over the globe. But encourage you to go out there and look at the community groups that are available if you're not already in one. Eventbrite, there and meetups, there are all kinds of opportunities in your area and online to be able to attend, sessions. So very much encourage you to explore and look out and see what's available out there. Again, it doesn't have to be specifically, business analyst related. It could be just maybe meetups in your community. Maybe it's industry specific. But another great way to get out there and connect in your communities. I was at a company that had a Toastmasters group that would meet on I think a monthly basis. So you can check out Toastmasters. It's a great way for you to work on building your communication skills, your soft skills, and being able to get up in a room like this or a group like this and be able to speak, right? So I encourage you, if this is something that you're still looking to build, that you try to join your local Toastmasters association, or maybe even start one, and see if there's one that might exist in your community. So especially as a business analyst, having those soft skills is critical. So joining this is another great way to continue to build those. Even if you have great soft skills, it's already it's a great way to continue to work on them. For the Chamber of Commerce, so we have a local South Florida, Miami Chamber of Commerce that hosts a lot of local events. I've attended, I've presented in them. I encourage you to look and see what you might have locally. It is another very good way to one, get involved in your community, but also to present, whether it's business analysis, whether it's automation, RPA, to members of your community that may not even know about it. So another good opportunity. Similarly for the Rotary, for some of your your local organizations that might be looking for speakers or members to be able to present on automation and business analysis. And then last but not least, encourage you to look at the International Institute of Business Analysis. So this is another one where it's not automation specific, but it is available for business analysts. So I encourage you to check that out as well. They have a lot of great resources and continue learning opportunities. Which is really important to continuing to build your skills. So these will all be out there when we circulate the resources. But there's any number of opportunities for you to get involved and to be able to find other like-minded individuals both in your local community and online.
Thank you.
Stop sharing.
Awesome. Thank you. Good. Any questions? Anybody wanted to ask? Because this is your opportunity to find out your tough questions in a private place. Is there any question where we can be helpful today?
I do. So I started my journey, like I was doing all those sorts of different kind of jobs, and I came across I was working in admin job and different roles in admin job. And there was just this feeling like this could be done simpler, like that lots of things were repetitive and all done. I knew nothing about RPA. I knew nothing about automation. So eventually, a year ago, I came across RPA, and I've been doing now traineeship in development of RPA. So exam coming up, so a developer. But during that one, I came across business analysis, PDD, and I just absolutely loved it. Like everyone was dreading it, and for me, it was just like, give me more. Very happy. Hence, I ended up on business analysis side. I was like, yes, this absolutely sounds like something I would love to do it for the rest of my life, would never be tired of it. How do I approach the company looking for mentorship or someone without having that background, without working? Because right now I'm trained to be developer, so it's very different kind of. It is different and not different, Tarja, but how do I combine the skills I do have and ideas I have to reach out and connect with people?
Courtney, Danya, anybody would like to pick it up?
Yeah, so I can tell you, I had, which I think is a great way to really get started. So I've had a number of individuals, when we first started our RPA team at a prior company that I was working at, we hired individuals both internally and externally that may or may not have had any practical skills, but they came with very similar actually to the exercise that we went through here with the winners of the program, right? So they came with their ideas. So they said, here's something that I've been working on personally. I've been doing this within the UiPath Free Studio. So here's what I've developed. So really finding, I think, your own time and passion. And then if you can find individuals, if you go to a job interview, taking those projects to your job interview and showing them, or online, showcasing it online. I see other people with their passion projects, highlighting them on LinkedIn. So I think finding ways to present what you're passionate about, so that way then individuals can really appreciate what you're doing. So because as someone who maybe isn't necessarily had the opportunity yet to be able to have that practical experience, but being able to develop those skills individually, I really appreciate it. So I love it when people come to me and say, hey, I've been working on this project on my own, I don't have RPA at my company, but I'm really interested in getting involved. I appreciate those people a lot, because that means you're showing me you've invested your time, you've invested your passion, and you're building those skills on your own. Most people don't come out of college with RPA skills, right? So you got to learn it somehow and be able to showcase it. So I think it's a wonderful opportunity to be able to develop those skills on your own and showcase them, find ways to showcase them. LinkedIn, job interviews, internally, doing presentations, whatever that may be. But it's a great way to really just be able to do that on your own, and I promise you people will really appreciate that.
Thank you.
So I'll just add on by one additional point. So just today, coincidentally, I mean, this is something that happens quite often, but it is something that happened today, so it's fresh for me to, tell you about. I received this LinkedIn message from a person who had probably gone through my profile on LinkedIn and found my skills something that was something that interested him. So he reached out to me through a very nice LinkedIn message saying that, that he's keen on getting into a similar kind of profile. He wants to network with me. He wants to learn from me. And if I could, have a nice conversation with him so that he could understand further what to do. And I found that such an interesting message, and I immediately responded to him that, and we started a conversation. And that's somebody, by the way, I don't know at all. But the message was so interesting, especially the way he put it across, that it instantly created a network. And then we shared ideas. We shared a lot. We had a good conversation. And next time, of course, something comes up in my organization where I feel that his skill set can be utilized, I will definitely try to consider him. And similarly, internally, like Courtney mentioned, that we have various programs that can help, that like I said, I myself was somebody who was not in the same kind of work, but through a program internally and through my mentorship, I moved from a different role into a particular HR role. So there are opportunities there, but it's for us to kind of see what suits us best, what's how we can go ahead and make best use of it.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks for that insight. Good. Anyone has any questions which is you wanted to ask or even share your ideas? That was also good for us to learn from each other. Anything you would like to know?
I just wanted to add a point on what you just mentioned, and I just want to say kudos to you for actually going out and getting involved in the world of RPA and then BA as well. It's not easy to walk down that path, especially after a certain time. You don't want you feel like, do I want to study now? Do I want to upskill myself? It takes a certain amount of courage. So to show that kind, hope that you have a very successful.
Nice. Has any questions which is bothering, hindering, or you wanted to share something about on the topic you would like to talk about? I do see Abdiel, Ayushi, Pristam. Anyone? Yeah, go ahead, Abdiel.
Hi everyone. First of all, I just want to say thanks for the chance of being in this course. It has been very great. I just have one question. I would like to know if there is any way we could know what we what what we could have done on the RPA BA test we did. We sent to you all to know what we can improve, what we can do to make it better. I know there was a winners and all this thing was so great, but I would really like to know what what I could have done to make my test better, you know. So is there any way we could receive, I don't know, a private message through our emails to see what we can improve to make it better?
Awesome. This is a good question. I'll pick it up just to give you the answer over here. Of course, we will try to get that because the purpose of doing this program is give you that kind of a constructive feedback. I'll try to do that. I've just put the email ID in the chat. Just write a note to Revati is our coordinator who does our coordination with UiPath. So I will ask her to just connect and get you the update. Is that fine?
That's great. Thank you.